It's the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel, night 10 of the Premier League. And we know that Nathan Aspinall on home turf is into the final. Great performance in the semis, although the 100% record on the outer ring deserted him. I think we were being a bit spoiled, like Your Excellency, with the chocolates that Paul Nicholson's brought in this evening for us to enjoy. But it is the two Lukes who are up next, the last two world champions, the world number one and the current world champion. About to lock horns yet again with a record of 11-7 that Littler has over Humphries in their head-to-heads ahead of this. So it could be an all Greater Manchester final here if we're not careful.
Yeah, that's the final that everybody wants in Manchester, I'm sure. Everybody, whether you're in the terraces or whether you're on the floor. But Aspinall has done himself a world of good getting into tonight's final, because if he can win tonight, he would equalise the points total of Van Gerwen, who currently sits in fourth. So he's doing himself a great service, because Cross, Dobey and Bunting are underneath him in the table. He can create a little bit of distance between himself and those people in the drop zone ahead of Rotterdam next week. So his Manchester night is not over yet, but now we're looking at the top two. They want more distance. They want to have their participation at the O2 in London at the end of May sewn up within the next couple of weeks. That's their mission, so they can just go out there with less pressure.
Well, Littler well clear at the top. 26 points at the start of the night to Humphries 20. And now we're going to see whether Littler can extend that gap on his pal and the current world number one Humphries with this semi-final, which is about to take place on the stage of the AO Arena in Manchester. Nathan Aspinall already through, seen off MBG on another terrific night of darts. We've seen and brought you a 9-darter on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel, but again, the curse of the 9-darter has struck Gerwyn Price, the unfortunate recipient of a defeat off the back of hitting double 12 to pin that 9-darter. And once again, you can hear behind us the Master of Ceremonies, John McDonald, about the AO Arena in Manchester, about to bring on the two protagonists, starting with the current world champion, who had a little tour of Old Trafford as part of the television build-up to this night at the AO Arena. I'm sure he didn't reject that particular idea for a little camera piece, an interview to go to the Theatre of Dreams. And he's fulfilling all his dreams pretty quickly. Luke Littler's aim is to tick off all the majors. He's managed the UK Open this year. Match play on the way.
Yeah, that's something he hasn't won. It's interesting that Humphries and Littler have got the same goals now. They're looking to tick things off lists. Littler's got this one from last year. Humphries doesn't have this one. It's one of only a couple of big ones that he hasn't yet claimed. I suppose the only titles that they haven't claimed cumulatively: European Championship.
Yep.
Is there anything else?
That's about it.
That's about it.
That's about the long and the short of it. Of course, Littler's only had one go at the match play, where he lost to Van Gerwen last year in Blackpool.
Kindest of drops.
It wasn't, but we said so at the time, that it was a bit of a baptism of fire on his first year as a big wig on the tour. But Luke Humphries now ready at the end of the walkway, and he's doing the old selfie thing. This is becoming a bit of a thing now, where members of the crowd hand the dart player the phone, say, "Can you take the selfie for us?"
Could have done a Rory McIlroy there. Give me your phone and just walk away. I don't think Luke Humphries would ever do that. He's one of the nicest people on planet Earth. He's always got time for his fans, always very thoughtful. And even with all of the press this week about stuff that was said in Eastern Germany last weekend, everybody was ready to back him, because he's always putting other people ahead of himself. Tonight, he's got to put himself first. And boy, has he done that already with his Premier League personal best. And the fact that it wasn't an overall personal best shows you that maybe there is another level.
Yeah. what do you say is the best average for 8 years in the Premier League?
For
What do you
8
think there?
years, since Peter Wright in Exeter in 2017, averaged 119.5 against Adrian Lewis. That tonight from Humphries is the best he's played in the Premier League ever, and that has got to be good for his confidence.
Well, this one's always box office. Littler and Humphries, the two Lukes, going head-to-head in a semi-final on this occasion for the right to face Nathan Aspinall in tonight's final. We'll bring you that live on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Rotterdam next week for night 11 as the Jamboree heads back to continental Europe.
Does that mean we're all going to have to wear orange next week?
Yeah. No, thanks for getting the memo now.
I don't have anything orange.
Nor do I on thinking about it.
Oh, I'll have to get something then.
Yeah. Look down to Sainsbury's. Georgia Asda. Other supermarkets are available.
Telling me to get a bag of oranges.
Yeah,
I'll just wear them around my neck.
Yeah, great. That'll do. Practice darts being thrown between Littler and Humphries. 3-1 to Littler in terms of Premier League meetings. And Humphries, whose rise through the ranks to be world #1 is arguably one of the great arcs of our Darts on the Radio and Darts on YouTube coverage, because when we began our Darts on the Radio coverage with the 2018 World Championship, Luke Humphries was just at the point where he was re-evaluating his fitness, his health, his lifestyle, his approach, and from that point on he has blossomed. And here he is, starting with a 140, with Luke Littler also getting a ton plus to start things off.
Well, they both are looking for little slices of history tonight. Humphries would like to be the next person to succeed in Manchester in the Premier League. If he does that, he's going to make his way to a 3rd title in the Premier League this year. Littler, if he succeeds tonight by taking out Humphries and Aspinall, would get a 5th, and nobody's ever done that. But the biggest slice of history that Humphries wants, he wants to break that £2 million mark on the Order of Merit. He's been close, but in order to get it, I think he's going to have to win the match play again this summer.
There's been a real jostling for position in those higher echelons of the Order of Merit. Stephen Bunting now 4th in the world. Ross Smith dropped out the top 16. Ryan Searle dropped out the top 16. As Luke Littler wants double 10 for the opening leg, and 2 darts right on the wire. Normally so reliable on that double.
He hasn't been as reliable on it the last couple of weeks. Treble 14 for double 12, misses double 12 Humphries, and double 6. So a slower start on the outer ring than he would have liked. Double 10 missed for a 3rd time by Littler, and a 4th. Number 5. Every single one of them missed right of target.
Shades of last week in Berlin when double 10 was a problem. Double 3 at the bottom of the board for Humphries. Pins it with the 2nd dart and breaks through to start this semi-final off in a race to 6.
That is a bonus. Not just 1 visit, he's thinking he's lost the leg, but 2, and he still has the chance to come back to make Littler pay for those misses at double 10. Great 140 start from Humphries. He's got a 1-0 lead on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. And this is usually the kind of position where Littler gets a bit annoyed, and the only way to come back from it is for him to throw those darts that are proper ferocious.
Maximum from cool hand. Really nicely done. Littler trying to respond with one of his own, but the 2nd dart deflects into small 20, and he came downstairs and couldn't pick off a treble 19. So Humphries well placed here to build on the break of throw at the start of this semi-final. Littler with 7 of the top 10 averages before the start of the night, but that's been altered a little down to 6 by what Humphries managed in his quarter-final against Bunting. And he's down to a tops for a 2-0 lead.
That is one of the most creative 81 shots I've seen in a while. Small 6, bull 25 to lead tops. That was different. And it's tops for a 2-0 lead. Really good.
Oh, yes.
That's really good leg awareness, knowing what he's got left instantly, just like that. 6 leaves 115. Get the ball, that leaves 65. The 25 leaves tops. It was done in a matter of 4 seconds.
See, I'm sure you're all astonished watching me and Nico describe this when you hear how quickly the players can calculate what they need. But when a PDC professional is amazed at how quick they work it out, then you know just how on top of their game these guys are, as Littler pops in a max to try and get his first leg on the board.
Here we go again. We've already had one tonight. Are we talking about a second 9-darter in Manchester? 1, 2 treble 20s. Double 12 missed by Littler. This time he couldn't leave double 15 unless he went for treble 18, double 15, and he decided not to do it. He's missed it by about half an inch high. And he gives the signal of land ho.
Good bit of banter between the two on stage. I mean, Humphries is back on 3-6-4 this leg. He's way out to sea.
Go on, 4 double 10, Luke. Oh, he's gone for double 12. Now it's double 6. And now it's double 3. Doesn't have to go for it, but he hits it anywhere. That's a somewhat subpar 12-dart leg on double 3.
But he's got a leg on the board. And like Humphries, he's had to pin double 3 to get a leg under his belt in this semi-final. Race to 6, 2-1 to Humphries. But Littler against the throw pops in another max. He's trying to set up another 9.
I'm going to have to have a look at those points that he's using, because he's getting them to stick together. It's like they're magnets. There's another max from Humphries. He's on 2-2-6. Littler on 3-2-1. He's at it again and again. Dart 6 is not there. Everybody else thought it was in. It wasn't.
It's like one of those when the ball skims the side netting and everyone thinks it's in.
You know, it's funny when earlier tonight someone hit 26 and all the fans were saying, "Ah, we can do that." They're looking at the stage right now thinking, "We can't do this."
Problem is, Littler could do this when he was 10.
Just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
84 for Littler. Humphries on 186. Brings it down by 60. It's a trebleless visit. 1-2-6 with a 2-1 lead. But Littler's on 84. This time he goes treble 18. Gets it. Misses double 15 with the first one, but not with the second one. So that actually brings the question, doesn't it? Why did he do that with the 9-darter attempt?
Well, when he hit the 9-darter a couple of weeks back, he was a bit of a Nostradamus and predicted he was going to do it on social media before he did it, but I don't recall any predictions coming from his accounts this afternoon.
He was the first person to hit a 9-darter on the stage via a double 15 ending, so he's created his own little slice of history there. 4-4-3 for Littler. It's only 81 on top of that to leave 3-6-2. He'll have to be really creative to leave a finish with his next couple of visits. But he's got time because Humphries is on 360 after 6.
Yeah, trebleless visit for Cool Hand. Littler was looking for a max. Second dart deflected wildly into 1. So he's nowhere near a finish. 2-8-1 plays 360. And another trebleless visit for Humphries. And Littler's got a chance, having gone behind early on in this match, to go 3-2 up now.
Littler's average is somewhat steadied around 102 to 103. Humphries has come down towards the low 90s. He's got to try and fix that first start because it's been somewhat poisonous. Right there, he's able to fix it by getting a 1-3-1 to leave 170, but it might not be enough. Littler's on double 15 for a 1-4-1. And he's missed that one by the same sort of margin that he missed the double 12 for the 9-darter earlier. 170 for Humphries.
Can't go with a single 20 to start and follows it up with another. Will he get a chance to come back for 70? Double 15, or is he going to split it? Ooh, went for it.
Now 15, 3 for double 6. Well, he was on the walk. He knew that was in before he threw it. Nostradamus strikes again for a 3-2 lead. The fans didn't even know it was in. He did. He's 3-2 up.
Yeah, the camera only got to that spot on the board after the dart had hit. So those at the back of the arena weren't aware. Oh, Littler starts off leg 6 with a max. After Humphries had got a 140. 3-2 up, the Nuke. Halfway to a final against Nathan Aspinall. What can Humphries do from this position?
He's not going to get a 9-darter because he's missed dart 4. It's a good switch on the treble 19. leaves him on 224 after 6. Humphries has got to make this situation pay. He's on 230 and he's trebleless again. He might have to hit this 170 that he's left next time round, because Littler on 224 can clear that in 6 himself.
Great pick-off of 6 19s from Littler to leave himself on a 2-dart finish of 90. The 170 again won't go for Humphries with just singles hit. And another trebleless visit hands the initiative to Littler for 4-2.
Single 20, needs another one, gets a trebleless double 5 for a 12. Oh, he's bust it. He was on the walk again on dart 3 and he's bust 90 points.
Now, he did something similar last week, if I remember, going for tops and hitting double 5, so he's kind of reversed it this week.
He's on 90 again. It's another small 20, well, big 20. This time it's tops for double 15. That was so audacious. That's something I've never seen that before in my life.
Paul Nicholson through, seeing Nathan Aspinall hit 100% checkout rate as Humphries takes out the leg from 70 to make it 3-3. His voice is getting so high-pitched, Mariah Carey's a bit worried.
Dogs are starting to call my name. Well, let's just very quickly analyse 70 points left with 2 darts. Everybody in the world for a safe bet would go 20 bull.
Yeah.
Littler thinks tops double 15 when Humphries is on a double. Make sense of it. I dare you.
But if you were playing against that, I don't know whether you would think as an opponent that that was being disrespectful.
I wouldn't even see it. I'd be too busy looking at my shoes. That's the good thing. Ignorance is bliss. They can do what they want, but if you don't see it, you don't get affected by it.
Right. So, 3 apiece in a race to 6. You can't get a bus ticket between these two right now, although the averages are very different. Littler averaging 100. Humphries still just a shade over 90 with his average. Steady ton there for Cool Hand.
Both will be home post tonight very quickly. Warrington will be calling for the man who's just hit a 180. That's Luke Littler. He's left 64. Humphries wants a max to leave tops. He's not going to get it. He lives in Cheshire and he hates the 81 because that leaves a very tricky 139.
So 64. Well, his tops now for Littler. He's well underneath. He's underpitched that by a good half an inch. 139 for Humphries. Treble 20 hit. Looks for treble 13. Just missed it, but another great recovery onto treble 20.
That shot should have been easier. He knows it. Double 10 missed by Littler, just to the right, then left. Double 5. This time, double 5 is found right in the middle for a 4-3 lead. This one is on throw at 4-3, and this is where the game gets really interesting because Humphries starts with a max. This is where games get really juicy.
7 maximums in this match. 4 to Littler, 3 to Humphries. But he can't follow up the first maximum with another treble 20, but he will recover for a 140. And that looked tricky with the way the first dart landed in small 20.
You might be able to do it at 1 o'clock in Leicester on a Tuesday. But can you do it on Thursday night in front of 8,000 people in Manchester? Apparently Littler can, because he's just maxed to lead 253. Humphries, however, has a nice little buffer here.
And he's down to a finish after 9 darts of 85. Littler trying to get down to a finish himself. Will do with 6 19s. Beautifully found on the cover. But here's treble 15 for tops for Luke Humphries. First part hit, so's the second. Another really efficient 2-dart kill. And Humphries' average is creeping up at its 4-4.
Yeah, exceptional. That's the way he set up that 118 plus average earlier with an 85 checkout on tops, taken for an 11 in the last leg. But if Littler wins this now best of 3-leg battle to get to the final, if it's Aspinall Littler tonight, they might have to get Wayne Rooney on the stage as a special guest referee.
Nip and tuck between these two, as so often happens. 386 Littler, 406 less these for Humphries. So he's going to get half a dart ahead, but only slightly ahead with a trebleless visit. So no real advantage for Humphries at the moment.
Well, this is a situation that Humphries faced earlier in the season when he was playing Johnny Clayton in the Winmore World Masters final. It was 1 set to win the final at Milton Keynes back in January. So best of 3, and then it went to best of 1 at the end of the tournament. Are we going to have that tonight? A 140 from Littler gets him to 146. Exactly 100 ahead of Humphries.
Real steely focus from both players on the stage. Humphries trying to get down to 106, and he's done that with a 140. So 146 Littler won't go with a single 20. Can he get down to a 2-dart kill? Just about with a 58. 106 Humphries then, Nico.
This is really important, this 106. It's for a break throw, small 20. He gets a treble 20, double 13! So close, he pulls it left, and Littler can make him pay on 88 for a 5-4 lead.
18 for Bullseye. He's just to the north and east of the bull into the 25, so a reprieve for Humphries. How does he split it? Goes 5 for double 4. On the wire, great marker. And uses that marker. And he's broken the throw. It's 5-4, and a bit of silence around the AO Arena because their local hero is a leg away from going out in the semi-finals here.
Yeah, just a bit. That was a great double 4 from Humphries. At first I was thinking that the double 4 effort with Dart 1 was a little too close, but like a Venus flytrap, double 4 said, get in here. So he's got the break. Can he use it? If he doesn't, we go to a one-leg shootout.
50% on his double checkouts in this match. Littler, his percentage is 19%. All those missed darts at double 10 mounting up against him.
He has had a few games in this Premier League campaign where he's gone missing on the outer ring. And he's lost his line completely there. Only 26 from the world champion. And Humphries has got to be all over this, and he is. 325 comes down by 140. He is 200 points ahead pretty much.
It's in Luke Humphries' hands at this point. It's his throw in leg 10. He's 5-4 up, one away from the final. What can he do from 185? Small 20 comes down for the 19s, and when he picks up a single, 2 singles in fact. So Littler would normally be on 3-2-1 after 3 darts, rather than 9.
What's he going to be on after these 3? It's a finish of 141. He's hanging on by his fingernails, but Humphries needs 127 to make the final. Small 20. Doesn't get the treble 19, but he does get a lovely treble 16 at the end. Littler to survive, leg 10 needs 141.
Just imagine it's for a 9-darter. Oh, he went for treble 17 and hit single. And picks off treble 8 at the end. Tops for the match for Humphries. Underneath, down for double 10. Inside, double 5. Pins it. And Luke Humphries, the world number 1, is into the final, and Luke Littler's finally beaten on the Manchester stage in the Premier League. 6 legs to 4 for Cool Hand, and he had to keep his cool as he took out double 5 to face Nathan Aspinall in the final. Next up, Paul Nicholson.
There's going to be a 4th name on the list of Manchester winners since the format was changed, and every winner has been English. That will continue tonight. We don't know whether it's going to be Humphries, the world number 1, or Nathan Aspinall, the ultimate determined dart player from Stockport. Wade, Michael Smith, Littler, and now somebody else. But 5 points will either go to Humphries or Aspinall. It'll be someone getting distance between 2nd spot and 3rd, or will it be Aspinall getting himself into the top 4? It's a really fascinating atmosphere that we saw in the middle of that game. It almost went cold in the middle of the game, where Littler started to struggle and people couldn't really understand what they were watching. But now they're going to have to watch and hope that their home hero Nathan Aspinall will win instead of Littler, because it's not going to be his night tonight.
No, one last chance for everyone to charge their glasses inside the AO Arena in Manchester, because the final is up next here on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Laura Turner will join me for that. Nathan Aspinall of Stockport taking on Luke Humphries from Cheshire these days, although he's classed as coming from Newbury in Berkshire. But it's his opportunity, Nathan Aspinall, to get his first nightly win, or will it be Luke Humphries making it 3 nightly successes in this year's Premier League? That final is up next, so check the streams and join us for Aspinall against Humphries very shortly. Meantime, When it comes to the Darts Premier League, the last thing you want is an online mishap throwing you off your game. So Threat Protection Pro helps you dodge bogus sites, and with the Dart Web Monitor, you'll get a heads up if your personal info starts circulating in the online equivalent of the Madhouse. Go to nordvpn.com/dartsvpn and you'll get 2 years plus 4 months free and a birthday deal into the bargain. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Our thanks to Paul Nicholson for being with us this week. Laura's joining me next for the final. Be with us shortly.